Greetings, this is Vane and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Baldur's Gate Tales of the Sword Coast. When we last left off, we were doing stuff. Can't remember what we were doing. Well, I can, it was only earlier. But we explored High Hedge. And we're going to start filling in basically this sort of area here. So, time to get exploring, really. We're going to use Beregost as a base, but we may return to Nashkel now and then. And with that in mind, I think what we're going to do is we're going to explore probably... oh, I don't know. It's hard to choose, really. Probably explore from my hedge and fill this back down, if that makes sense. I mean, could do it on the way up. That's also a possibility, do there? Because I know there's a couple of quests here and for Nashkel, so could do it that way, I guess. So let's check how we're doing. Really need to...
Certainly.
Except we also had fun because we robbed
It is done.
the Thunderhammer Smithy blind during the night. Mainly because... having gone there during the day, we've left the door open and apparently nobody closes it, but... what you gonna do, eh? So... yeah. To be honest, thinking about it, I will probably go from the bottom down because the ones closest to Nashkel are probably quests to do with Nashkel. So, we'll still use Beregost as a base, but... how are we doing? Ah, yes. And you've got no idea you've been burgled. At all. Hello. That looks suspiciously like my bastard sword. Nope, 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 nope. Don't know what you're talking about, officer. Could be anyone. A longsword. So we'll sell this lot. I know it's merely chump change right now, but you know. Oh, it's two-handed sword. No, it's not a two-handed sword, is it? Yeah, if I sold his butt. Oh, sold. Never mind. Let's have a look what we got in terms of bullets. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can make whatever you wish for a wee
What we will do first, though, I'll treat myself because, yeah, why buy one when I can just do that? Now who's smart? And you're holding because that's his sword. Okay. So now I've got my bastard sword as a magic weapon and my long sword. See, do you have... yeah, you've got a magic longsword, so that's not a problem. At the moment, meh. Yeah, okay. So we'll leave it like that. We need... bullets. So yeah, I mean, I could do all this off screen and show you the exciting bits, but A, I'm not very good at editing, and knowing my luck, I'll think I'm recording it, and then basically it turns out that actually I forgot to unpause the recording because I'm silly like that. And because, you know, not to be too vainglorious, but I do kind of feel like this is supposed to be about me let's playing, and I don't like cheating on the experience. I mean, if you're gonna cheat, then what's to stop you from cheating to the end? That makes no sense to me.
Nature's servant awaits.
You know, and then if you're gonna cheat to the end, what's the point in playing the game? So, next thing you know, I mean, it's still, that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Why bother playing the game if you're just going to cheat?
Here.
I mean, I know some of the earlier games are really grindy, but that was the point. That's what they do to make up the gameplay, and it's all part of the experience. Don't have to do that now. Like I said, that's just my opinion.
Certainly.
And as someone who enjoys live doing let's plays of franchises and seeing how they evolved over time,
It is done.
you know, it makes sense that I want to play the full experience and not, especially when I've got so many memories of a lot of these games. I mean, for me, let's playing is primarily a means to help me focus, because I have a tendency that I will play a game half or most of the way through, then something else will come up and I'll get distracted, so I never actually end up finishing most of my games. So this is actually helping me focus in a way. Yeah, we're going to do down here and do round Nashka, I think. So,
It is done.
in fact, what we want is over here. We might as well follow the road for it. I mean, there's very little chance of being ambushed between Beregost and south of Beregost, given that it's literally like 2 steps beyond. So, and we're hunting bandits as well. So, but unfortunately it's only humanoid bandits that give you bandit scalps. Never mind. I mean, you can see how the gameplay can be a little bit repetitive here, as it's essentially go in, explore the area, deal with all the quests, move on. You know, nothing wrong with that gameplay. I mean, most computer RPGs are based around it. But for a game that was trying to recreate the Dungeons & Dragons experience, it's not how actual tabletop games tend to work out, so... How are we doing? 12 hours in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night.
Indeed.
Yep, it's enough of that. you are... Uh-huh. Okay. You...
Go for the eyes,
God's
Boo!
really not
Go
in this.
for the eyes! Ask!
Indeed.
My blade will cut you down to size.
I mean, come on.
Cut you down to
For the
size.
eyes! Ask!
Don't want to know, but you're done.
For right. And I always am.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes! Ask!
I'm sorry, did you think you were going to get a chance? Okay.
Indeed.
Your problem.
To battle! Your concern?
There you go, that was nice and quick, wasn't it? Let's regroup here.
Oh,
right.
my heart's really not in this.
I mean, you can sort of understand the difference. I mean, the norm for computer games is normally you either have two. You either have the one where it's a load of low level and you're literally, you go out, you grind, you do stuff, you come back, you rest. Or there's the or every encounter significant that you the alternative is every encounter significant, so that you literally have to rest after every turn.
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
Whereas in, say, tabletop gaming, the DM usually sets the pace, and quite often it will be, if you don't want
I can but try.
Full plate and packing.
to deal with the whole
It is done. To battle!
rest after every encounter or phenomenon. Quite often the GM will use what essentially known as the one significant encounter per day approach, which basically they'll still enforce that you rest once per day and do things once per day, but you only get encounters once per day. But in computer games, once per day encounters aren't very fun. And unfortunately, that has led to significant power creep within tabletop as they've tried to emulate the popularity of video games, as opposed to the other way around, where it used to be that video games emulating the popularity of tabletop role playing. So it's quite interesting in that regard. I would say. Okay, first off, let's dump you there. Dump you there. Put you back in so we're at sling bullets. So, yeah. Hang on, this looks interesting. Should we go and explore what this is? Oh, it's an abandoned house, okay.
Orion would be proud of your actions.
It is an old abandoned house. We're in chapter 3 and there are a huge amount of subquests and stuff around Beregost. I mean, basically, you can pretty much explore all of the map. Baldur's Gate's still closed, unfortunately. Should probably switch you to your ranged weapons, actually. That might be useful, don't you think?
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
Still. In your one. Well.
Indeed. For right. I always am.
Oh, sorry. Did I kill you before you had the chance? Really?
For the fallen!
I mean, the standard for Baldur's Gate is that most of the quests outside of Baldur's Gate pretty much had, or should I say, pretty much have a screen to themselves, or a map area to themselves. So it is really like, okay, each time we're going to do this, we are... Just going to check, because I keep clicking on something there. It really is a bit like every time we explore an area, as well as the quests that are on there, we're going to be completing one of the side quests. That's how it feels like anyway, which isn't necessarily a bad approach, to be fair. But it can feel like a lot of these wilderness areas are, besides the sub-quest, are quite fillery in nature, just wandering around exploring, whereas in later games it was always more a case of, and I've said this several times, that the wilderness areas were more meaningful, and that if there was a specific cave you had to look for, that would be, they would have an area around that, and that cave would be that area, and
My heart's really not in this.
you don't have too much of this right here, for example, where it feels like we're just exploring the wilderness and we've got no idea what we're going to encounter when we get there. Because you can because you always sort of know why you're going somewhere. It's not just to explore. So
Darkness falls and nature sleeps. Why do we still trump about?
Chromatic orb, chromatic orb, chromatic orb. Let's see if we can get chromatic orb out of you. Are you going to let us use this one? No. I think you're into 17. Okay. You may have reached your maximum for that for spell levels at first level then. Spells you can have in your spell book at first level, which was a pretty stupid idea. Considering you never know either which spells were available for you to, so for you to choose the best 12 that you want, or on what you're going to find. But AD&D itself was full of stuff like that. You know, because it did kind of feel like, and this is put that you can tell that the Dungeons and Dragons itself was literally built out of a load of component subsystems and people just adding stuff to it all the time. And the thing is, one of the greatest things for about the 3rd edition was it essentially took what people liked and then unified it under the D20 rule set. But then they realised that actually the reason you keep adding systems is because that's basically what people buy. So they kept adding to the D20 system, and the D20 system became just as bad. It seems like every edition since then has literally been to collate the rules, unify it, and then just to add loads more content. I mean, even Pathfinder has done that, because when Wizard of the Coast moved on to 4th edition, Pathfinder sprung about because they wanted to carry on doing 3rd edition. Eventually they kept just adding more to D20 and their Pathfinder, and now they got a 2nd edition after, I think it's about 10 years or something. Where they've basically unified it, and then going through the same thing again. You know. But what can you do? It's how you make your money, isn't it? It's how these companies stay. You can't have one finished product and that's it. It's not how you build a business. It's how you develop a product, but it's not how you build a business. Sad as that may seem. Although that's probably a good thing about, like, say, indie developers, for example, because a lot of them, they start on one game, and unless it's a game with a definite end, i.e. a storyline, they will just basically keep tuning that game because it's more a labour of love than anything else. You know? Because in the end, it's not about making money or sustaining a business or stuff like that. Whereas for development studios, it is about just churning out titles and basically products to increase revenue. So it often feels that they design games that don't have a particularly long shelf life, and then
my blade will cut you down to size.
And just churn out clones of games. But then that's the good thing about, well, I say good. That's what makes franchises, because the thing is, a lot of people actually enjoy the stories of these games. And it's hard to develop games outside of the simulation genre that don't have a defined endpoint. And games like The Sims, for example, you can play The Sims 1 now, and I do, and it is still just as good as it is on the first day. You don't necessarily need to get more content for it. Although it does help stop things from getting boring. But you take a game like Baldur's Gate, for example, once you've completed it, unless you particularly enjoy replaying it, or you want to try it a different means through it or whatever, there's going to be an end time to it, because once you've played it, you've played it. Does that? I think that's a fishing fair. I think there's somebody there. Yeah. I think that's part of the appeal with things like Dungeons and Dragons and a lot of these other, is that there is no defined end to the game
Something
itself.
change you.
Please keep your voice down, will you? It's hard enough getting the hang of this fish wrangling business without you scaring them all away. Fish wrangling? I take it you've never done this before. Nay, I have not. Used to be a miner, I did. I've sunk to this to feed my family. Not that it's a bad way to make a living, mind you. I just prefer having a good solid pick in my hands and sweating while I work. There's too much down about waiting for the fish to bite. Oh well, we do what we must. So, okay, we've got half an hour. I mean, it's taken us on average 2 episodes to explore an area, and we've got quite a few episodes to go. But that's not a bad pace to set, I think. So, I think we'll save it there. Because it also means that I'm doing roughly about 2 episodes, doing about 2 areas per recording block. So, yeah, because I tend to record between about 4 episodes when I do it. So we are making decent progress. So that's nothing to sneeze at there. Anyway, enough waffling. This has been Vane doing Let's Play Baldur's Gate, the original Saga. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. And until the next time, goodbye.